My name is Allan Mukuki. I am many things, but most importantly, I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and on top of that, I'm a lecturer at Strathmore Law School, where I lecture legal system for the first years and public international law for the third years, which is my area of specialty. I'm also presently a PhD candidate at Leiden University in the Netherlands, where I also did my master's program back then when I was a master's student. Why do I do what I do? I think this was a dream born when I was 15 years old, when I wanted to be a lawyer. I remember my high school teacher at that time was talking about law, and one way or the other I decided that's what I actually wanted to be because it sounded interesting. On background of this is that I come from a medical background, a family that is full of medical people. So of course it was unheard of me wanting to be a lawyer because we had no lawyer in the family. So after much push and shove, I got my way. I went to University of Nairobi, where I did law. I was in law school from 2009 to 2013. And through this 4-year period is when I identified my niche and what I really wanted to do. And this was in 2012 when I first traveled out of the country to represent the country in a forum in the Netherlands. And through that forum, it was a diplomatic forum, and through that I was able to find my niche, which was international law. So fast forward, after third year, I decided, you know what, I want to do my master's in the Netherlands, and it has to be in international law. I'm currently involved in an EU project with my then coach for Mutin when I was in my master's, and also for my LLM studies, Professor Panos, who got one of the most expensive grants in Europe on codification of customary international law, and he chose me to be the African lead in this project. And no sooner had that started, then I got called by the Solicitor General of the Republic of Kenya to join the Kenyan team in the Somali versus Kenya maritime delimitation dispute that's currently before the International Court of Justice. And of course, at some point I asked myself, how does this happen? And I'm still very young. For those in doubt, I'm still below 30. So to that extent, it's just been a spiral effect from when I started visualizing my dream of being an international lawyer and a diplomat. And definitely I'm not yet there, but I'm on the course there based on these works that I'm doing at the moment. And my PhD study as well, which is just a slight deviation from international law because it deals with refugee law. This is development of a common East African asylum system. So it's basically international law, regional law, and refugee law. And this has also seen my study elicit a lot of reaction, especially from the Refugee Studies Center in Oxford University as well. So ideally, you see, most of these things that I've been doing as an international lawyer or an international law enthusiast has been wired by my interest in international law. As to what keeps me going and moving, I think one, I'm young, so I can do many things at the same time. I usually tell people I have 4 or 5 jobs in a day, and I never tire with them because I enjoy it. Usually there is an English saying that one of the philosophers who said that if you love what you're doing, then you never have to work a day in your life. So ideally, I never have to work a day in my life. I just have fun with what I do, and I enjoy teaching law, and I'm teaching what I enjoy, which is public international law. And this has seen me also mentor young gentlemen and ladies who are also interested in the field. So currently I have, I think, 12 mentees in Strathmore through the mentorship system of Strathmore, where I'm able to guide them, not to take my path, but also in the path that they're interested in, whether it's corporate, whether it's conveyance, in any aspect of law. I have currently published 8 papers, well, 7 papers and 1 book. I published a book in 2015 in Germany. It was on refugee law. I've published 2 papers on international law, one in the Netherlands and one in the US, and one in Indonesia as well. So ideally, it's, as you can see, this is more from my interest, more from my, I'm not forced to do anything. Basically, I mean, I'm even not supposed to write all the time, but I find myself every year I'm producing almost 2-3 articles in my area. And I do this through also involving my mentees, students who I write, co-author with them so that also they grow their portfolio. And also the support system. I think Strathmore has provided the best support system, especially in growth in specific areas, and especially in my area of international law. Strathmore has given me that platform to be able to grow in my area and develop further. Yeah, that, and I mean the support system around me, my family, my friends, who've walked with me through this journey tirelessly. I mean, in as much as they get bored with hearing me talk about these cases which they have no idea of what they are, but they've always been there to listen to these stories and grow. So ideally, these are some of the motivating factors that have always enabled me to grow further in my area of international law. And definitely, overall, I mean, belief in God has always been my platform, because through this belief he's been able to create all these opportunities, all these chances, all these things that have come my way. I mean, I've given lectures around the world, I think, close to 6 countries now, and this is just people who invite me, oh, we're interested in your topic, can you come and give a lecture, can you come and stay here for a week, can you? So this kind of concepts have also helped me grow. So I think also these are some of the different angles from which I have been able to propel myself. I'm not yet there, I'm still very far off, I'm still very young, so I still have much more to do, and definitely I am excited as to what the future has to offer in my field of international law and also in my legal field.